Ouch!
Mocko Show.
Good morning, YouTube. I am coming at you from a super awkward angle as I put on my shoes. I am just about to head up Mount Tam for a couple mountain repeats this morning. The goal is to get in 2 reps. It's about 2,700 feet of climbing up in 3.5 miles. You drop right back down and do it again. As long as I can get it in once, that'll be good because there's still plenty of afternoon. It is only 7:25. I'm way ahead of my normal schedule, so that's awesome. Each day of the week's gonna have a theme. Monday's theme is about climbing, but doing it in a safe way because it's also a recovery day after a long weekend, which had a lot of climbing. So I think my first week I ran about 80 miles and around 15,000 feet of climbing, which is pretty solid for me, thanks in part to a lot of TAM repeats. The goal, if you remember, for UTMB is that I need to be averaging about 300 feet per mile. Mount Tam definitely does it, but the thing that I've heard time and time again is it's not long enough. So unfortunately it's impossible to extend Mount Tam any longer, but going up the steepest, pitchiest route is definitely going to help build the old climbing muscles. So today, nice and easy, get in 1 for sure, take a couple good photos up there, try to get in the 2nd rep if we're feeling good. Woo! Just finished, see if we can get some good sun. Just finished Summit 1. We're not ready for 2 yet. Breathing pretty hard, legs are sore from the weekend. Got in, 13.5, but a lot of climbing in the last half yesterday, and that was just my first week back, so we're gonna take it a little easier today. Take the gradual way down to get in a couple more miles and hopefully get in a power hike this afternoon. Whew. So far, the theme for this block of training has been responsibility. Why responsibility? So first point is on mileage. Every day last week I would do something short in the morning and be tempted to rebound in the afternoon, and I said, you know what? First of all, it's week 1, and second of all, what exactly is another 4 miles going to benefit you? So almost every time I made the smart decision and didn't add on, I'd go for a walk or something light instead that didn't tax me, but did not do those extra runs. Today, I could force a 2nd interval. I'm not going to do it because I'm not quite ready, and I don't think I'd benefit from it that much and probably would lead to injury or soreness tomorrow, where I actually need to be ready for a track workout. So, responsibility. Number 1 is in mileage. Number 2 is in rest. I think this is probably the most important. Last night I could have stayed up and watched Game of Thrones, but I knew I'd been up at 4:30. I couldn't go back to sleep and had a very long day, and instead said, hey, it's 8:30, let's get some sleep, and went to bed. Fortunately, that meant waking up a bit earlier than expected today and knocking out this run, which is just going to set me up really nicely for the whole week. The other great thing about that is that I'm waking up naturally and I'm excited about my runs, which is probably the best litmus test for whether you're fully rested. Last week I was just getting back, hadn't slept well for the past 2 weeks, and every single morning run was a struggle, and I just didn't want to be there, and I forced myself through it. But today I got up, I rocked some tunes, got out the door, was super motivated, so that's a really, really positive sign. I'm gonna end with a little bit of Tam in the background. You don't have to see the snot anymore, and like, how could you not be motivated when that's behind you? Whew! Now there's one more awesome thing about low mileage. You typically find that you've got a little bit more pop, which is awesome. So yeah, I'm not running as much, but the last 4 miles of descending today were a lot higher quality than normal. So despite not putting more miles in my legs, the pounding was probably still there because I was running at a faster clip. And I think as much as I like running slowly and trying to get efficient at a slow pace, feeling fast and having a turnover in the end will make all that slower running a lot easier. So setting myself up with a couple of weeks with not high mileage, work on the intensity a little bit, and then as we get closer to the race, we can start slowing things down and adding miles. So I'm happy with this plan. I think it's gonna work. We're still gonna do strides and the track work that we talked about, but yeah, this is awesome. I'm excited. Oh, actually I have one more exciting thing to talk about. So I've been doing a lot of climbing and I think it's already making a difference, but every single person has told me, hey man, Marin's not the place to train for a mountain race. You need to be in the mountains. And I've been very hesitant to leave the comfort and stability of Ridley and the basement life and the access to Costco, but got a call from a buddy. He convinced me, you need to come to Colorado and train with me. So as soon as I hit up a wedding in Kentucky at the end of this month, I'm going straight to Colorado, and we're gonna be going kind of all over the place, but ending up in Leadville because he's running the Leadville 100. So super excited. I'm gonna get my, as they say in France, a butt kicked, but I can't imagine a better place to be training. And I actually will go into this race either feeling confident because I've done it for 3 weeks and I know what it's like and I'm getting good at it, or knowing that it's going to be a really tough day because I haven't acclimated to the altitude or the big mountain climbs. So excited for that. Plenty of awesome stuff to come when we get there. Adios. One final update coming from the bathroom. Why am I in the bathroom? Because I just got out of the shower and remembered I've been doing one other thing interesting this training cycle. So every week I'm trying to incorporate something new into my routine. The first thing I did was add 25 push-ups at some point during the day just to get me started. Hopefully that's going to increase over time. The other thing I did was squats, and I've incorporated these squats right before and right after my shower. So I'm waiting for the water to warm up, knock out some squats. Waiting to dry off afterwards, knock out some squats. So start small, start with something easy, and hopefully over time it'll become such a habit that you'll forget that you're even doing it. Anyway, that's it for now. Take care, guys. For real this time. Seriously, for real.